Yep, you read the title correctly. I just got into another car crash. Obviously, I didn't die. I'm still here talking to you. No broken bones. But it's literally so crazy because I just made a video talking about my previous car crashes like a week ago. And of course, now I get into another one. And this time, I actually have a video of it so I can actually show you guys what happened. But first off, I just wanted to clear up. Yeah, I'm good. I feel okay. I'm gonna go get checked by the doctor in a couple days because obviously I don't feel anything right now, but stuff can always pop up later. So you always gotta check after a crash. And before I show you the video, let me tell you what I was thinking in this situation. So last night, after we got recordings done, I decided to go out with my friends and we went to go get some Velvet Taco. The two friends I went with were Shady and VMT. And luckily, I went in VMT's car because he drives a Tesla as well. He has a faster one than me, but that's off topic. We go to Velvet Taco and I have a pretty packed day because I have to make it to another dinner later that night and I have to record a ton of these videos. So we get home from getting tacos, you know, with the boys, and I start working on some of the videos here and I look down at the time and I see that it's literally 15 minutes until our dinner reservation. And the people I went to dinner with are just some friends I know from Roblox. They're actually developers and they're super cool. We're all just really close friends. So anyways, I go and meet up with these friends and I take the Lamborghini out. I know I've mentioned it before. I do have a Lamborghini. I only really take it out when it's either a special occasion or it's been a while since I've driven it. 80% of the time, I always drive my Tesla. And the reason I always drive my Tesla is because if you drive a Lamborghini or a McLaren every single day, those cars get so many problems just from daily use because, you know, they're built for speed, so they don't exactly focus on reliability too much. But that's why I drive the Tesla. You know, the McLaren always gets pop-ups, so many problems just on the dashboard. Same with the Lamborghini. And reason number two is because I drive a lot. Like, I drive every single day, all the time. You know, when you kind of drive a lot, there's a huge chance you're gonna get into an accident. Just because you're driving around, other people on the road are dumb. Even if you're perfect, somebody else could ruin that for you. So I decided that since I drive so much, let's lower the chances of those nice cars getting into a crash by just driving a nice Tesla every day. And by no means am I saying Tesla is like a not nice car, because it is a very nice car and I love my Tesla. But now you can probably understand where I'm coming from when I say that I'm glad it was the Tesla comparatively to the other cars. If you had to choose one of them to get in a crash, the Tesla is what I'd choose every time. It still sucks because that car is expensive and it's very nice. But so I take the Lamborghini out last night with some friends. They have some nice cars as well. We all get dinner and everything. And literally as we're driving, we just have regular talks. We're talking about, you know, police that always pull people over for, you know, speeding. Everybody in Texas speeds. Anyways, then we get to the subject of daily drivers, which is, you know, what you drive every day because you don't want to drive a nice car every single day. It just really gets annoying. They're really not comfortable and you have to fill gas like every few days. So I told them, yeah, I have a Tesla. I love that thing. And, you know, I can drive it every day worry-free because I know that there's a lot of Teslas in this world. So it's not rare for them to get into car crashes. So there's probably a lot of places that have parts for them and that can repair them. And second of all, Teslas are like the goats of safety ratings. I don't know if you've seen the safety ratings on these things. They get 5 stars like almost every time. Like, the safety that's in a Tesla is insane. It's really heavy, so if you do get in a crash, it'll not completely crush on you. And it has really good brakes. But unfortunately for me, I don't have auto braking on. And the reason for that is because auto braking just always activates at the wrong time. Whenever I used it, I would just be driving up, you know, getting behind a car, and it would just automatically brake on me. And so I just lunged forward like, what in the world? Like, I was not even close to the car in front of me. So I got kind of annoyed with it. And I was like, you know what? I know how to brake. I'm a good driver. I'm not going to use auto braking. Either way, fast forward from last night. Now we're waking up this morning. And if you don't know already, I talked about this in my day in the life. I've talked about it plenty of times in these videos, but I like to wake up at like 5:30 a.m. just because I like going to the gym and getting it out of the way as early as possible as I can. It gives me so much more time to record these videos and I don't have to rush because, you know, I got nowhere to be. I'm here for the entire night. So since I stayed out so late last night with my friends going to dinner, I was seriously contemplating skipping the gym this morning because I came home at like 1 a.m. and I really didn't want to get 4.5 hours of sleep. But for some reason, I really convinced myself last night that I can't stop the grind and I really got to lock in. So I was like, you know what? I don't care that I'm getting 4 hours of sleep. I don't care that it's really early in the day. I'm still going to wake up at 5:30 because I have to go to the gym and I can't be lazy. So I wake up at 5:30 this morning. I wake myself up because I'm off of 4.5 hours of sleep. So I want to make sure I'm ready for the day. I hop in my car and I start driving. So here I go. I leave my house with the Tesla and I start driving on the road. I'm listening to music. Everything's going chill. The roads are super empty because if you didn't know, at 6 a.m., usually nobody's out. So nobody's on the road yet. You get like the entire passageway to yourself. And as I'm driving down the road, I just keep going. Empty roads for days. I see the light in front of me is green. So I just keep going the speed limit and I keep going through. And right as I just start going through this next green light, light, some random car decides to just go straight through the intersection, through a red light, and crash into me. Yeah, he ran a full red light. It wasn't even like a yellow light. It wasn't even like he was trying to make the last bit of that red light. You'll see in the video, that light was red for so long, because you'll see my green light was there for a while, okay? It didn't just turn green, and I didn't speed off the line. I was coming down the road, and it just stayed green for me, so I was just kept going. And this guy decides to just go straight through the intersection, straight through a red light. And yeah, I try braking as hard as possible, but I end up T-boning him, and I hit the back of his car. Now, that's not the worst of it, because, oh my goodness, I'll tell you about it in a second. Anyways, after I crash into him, I kind of swerve off, and I end up on the wrong side of the road. And the roads are divided by curbs and concrete, so you can't really go over them. So I'm literally facing the wrong side of the road right now. Thank goodness it's 6 a.m. because nobody's there. I turn myself around, and I get back on the same road that he got on, and I look around, and this dude was completely gone. He took a turn into a gas station, and he sped into a neighborhood. At first, I didn't believe it. I was like, okay, maybe that was a different car for a second that I saw all the way down there. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and catch up to it wherever it is. I pull up to the gas station, take the turn, and I do not see a single car once I turn that corner. This guy got out of there so quickly that even I couldn't catch up and follow him. So anyways, I stop at the gas station, and I call 911, and I tell them, hey, I just got into a car accident, and I'm pretty sure it's a hit and run. I told them this is where I'm located. I'm waiting at the gas station here. And they're like, okay, can you describe the make and model of your car? And I had no idea what the car was. It was dark outside, and I only saw the side profile of it. Remember, he's going through the light like this. I can't see the front or back of his car. So I said, I don't know. It's like a silver sedan. That's all I remember. Then I open up the dash cam on my Tesla, and I start to look through the footage. I'm like, yep, silver sedan. And then I look in the side profile of the Tesla. As I get into the crash, I could just barely see his license plate, but the Tesla camera is just not good enough to make out the numbers and letters on the license plate. I try zooming in. I try like pausing at different times. I cannot read the license plate on this guy's car in the dash cam. So anyways, now the police arrive finally at the gas station. It's two girl police officers, and they asked me what happened. I told them, yeah, I was just going straight through a green light, and he ran a red and hit me. Then he just drove away, and they were like, okay, can we have your insurance, your license, everything? I was like, yep, here you go. And then they're like, okay, can we see the dash cam footage? So I let them sit in my car. I play the footage for them, and they're like, oh, that's a silver Nissan Altima. By the way, if you don't remember, I used to drive a silver Nissan Altima. The only reason I didn't know that car was because I had a 2011. This one was like a 2002 or like a 2003. It was much older, so I couldn't recognize it immediately, especially in the dark. But yeah, they said it was a Nissan Altima, and they said, okay, we're gonna dispatch officers out to search for this guy, because I'm not gonna lie, it would have been really easy to find him. This guy was missing a bumper, a full bumper. You'll see in the video in a second, his entire back end of the car just flew off the side. His license plate was still on the car because for some reason it was attached to the trunk, not the bumper, unfortunately. And then the damage I got on my car was my entire headlight was broken, and my suspension on my wheels is pretty messed up. So anyways, they're like, I'm sorry this happened. You should talk to your insurance. We're gonna try and find the guy and let you know if we do. I start up my Tesla again, and as I start driving, I'm just getting so many beeps and alerts. And obviously it's because I just got into a crash. The car's broken, but it literally just keeps beeping at me, and it's like, stop driving. I'm just at the worst spot in my life now. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to record videos in an hour, and I'm out here at a gas station, and I'm dealing with this stuff. Like, why did this guy have to run? That makes it so much harder. So anyways, I drive my busted Tesla all the way back home, which I'm not gonna lie. Remember when I was talking about the safety ratings on Teslas? Like, my car compared to his was insane. He had a full missing bumper, and his wheel was crooked, I think. To be honest, I got the better part of that crash. But obviously, you probably know by now, it was 100% his fault, and never run a red light, even if it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I don't care. I mean, if you do, at least check down the road. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me. Don't run any red lights. I've never run a red light on purpose. And once I get back home, I tell all my friends about it. Obviously, Shady's laughing. And to be honest, I'm laughing too because I think it's kind of funny. But now, before I talk further about it, let me actually show you the video so you can see exactly what happened. As you can see, there's no sound because Tesla dashcam just doesn't record sound, but you can finally see what happened. If you know anything about driving and dashcams, you'll know that like dashcams never do it justice. It always looks much slower than it is in real life. Like in real life, it felt so much faster than that video. But watching it back, it literally looks like he hits his brakes in the middle of the intersection for like half a second, and then he just lets go of the brakes and he keeps going forward. At the same time, he's an idiot for running the red. He or she, I don't know who it is because they ran. But then I also can't help to think of stuff like, wow, if I changed my mind and decided to not go to the gym in the morning, I wouldn't have been in that crash. Or like, wow, if I accelerated slower at the last light, I would have been further back and I would have been able to stop more. Obviously, it's not good to think like that because, you know, anything else could have happened. But I still think about it because it's just kind of weird. Like, wow, what if I just skipped the gym this morning. I wouldn't be dealing with all this right now. But then at the same time, it was completely his fault. He should be thinking, wow, what if I didn't run that red light? But let me also play this again, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but his bumper literally flies off of his car. There's like 2 huge pieces that land in the grass. And also, here's a picture of my car, so you can see who got the better part of that crash. But talking to my insurance today, gonna see if I can get the car repaired, hopefully by Tesla. And I really hope it doesn't take a long time, because I was really not trying to deal with this. But what can you do? Stuff happens in life and you gotta deal with it. It's not always gonna be your fault. But I promise you, if the cops find this guy, or if I find this guy, anybody, they're getting the worst of me. Because I already talked about a hit and run once and I forgave the guy. This guy's not getting forgiven. Whoever this is, you have just ruined my entire day. You have made this entire week so much harder for me, because now I gotta deal with that annoying chime on the Tesla every time I try and drive it. You know how annoying that is? And I don't want to drive the nice cars out every day. Now I'm scared to drive those cars. Speaking of that, I am so glad it was not the Lamborghini or the McLaren. Like, I think my entire month would be ruined if it was one of those cars, because holy, it is so hard to get those cars repaired. It would literally be in the shop for months and it would lose value and I would be depressed and it's not as replaceable. Thank goodness. I'm trying to see the brighter side of things. But yeah, not gonna lie, I've been in car crashes before. I literally talked about it on this channel. I don't want to say I'm getting used to it. I really don't want to get used to it, but it's kind of just, you know, like, I'm gonna be sad about it, but can't really do anything. So, I mean, you just got to take the blow and you got to weather the storm, talk to your insurance, get checked out with a doctor just in case. And yeah, you best believe right as I got home, I wrote this video idea down just because I knew you guys would love to hear this. The last car crash video did so well. I was like, oh man, this sucks. Video idea. But yeah, now I'm in a mindset where if I ever get into another crash again, I'm going to follow them immediately after, because I don't ever want to get hit and ran again. This sucks. Not knowing who the other driver is makes this 10 times harder right now. And God forbid it's the Lambo. I'm chasing you down if you hit me and you try and run, okay? I'm gonna figure out your license plate whatsoever. But if we do catch the guy or figure out any information, you best believe I'm making another video on it. I'm gonna update you guys and I'm gonna tell you if we actually got it resolved and if I caught the guy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm good. Just gotta get my Tesla fixed now and figure out whoever this guy is. Either way, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Probably a better day than me. The least y'all could do for me is follow me on Instagram. Please. I'm totally not begging right now. Just kidding. Either way though, if you enjoyed this story time, make sure to click another one on your screen here. I promise you to enjoy them. YouTube always recommends the best videos. And also subscribe because I'm really trying to hit 10 mil. Don't forget to like the video if you want more story times, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.